what's up? What's happening? It's Big K Beezy. We back in this thing. K Beezy for Sheezy. Now we got a little housekeeping to do. So first of all, like, subscribe, help your boy out, help your boy grow. Now in the housekeeping I'm talking about, we had to talk about Chromazz. I haven't talked about Chromas until I think the last time when they did have Rolling Loud in Toronto for whatever reason they was booing a little girl. But besides all that, what was I gonna say? The last time we spoke about her was, for whatever reason, DJ Akademiks was going in on her. I think it was after she did like adult film with Adam 22 and Leonard the Plug, which at that point made sense, or whatever the fuck you want to say. But basically with that going on, you know, I guess this nigga was upset, you know, because at some point I thought that nigga was in love with that girl or whatever the fuck. But anyways, let's continue on. So, boom. She recently went on No Jumper to have a conversation with Adam too, and they were talking about various things. So, one excerpt I did get from it, because apparently, hold on, let me read this correctly. It's like two stories in one. She labels Kendrick Lamar a nerd and questioned why Drake bothered dissing him, which, whatever. Like, again, listen. She goes on into the interview, and by the way, there might not be clips, because again, YouTube No Jumper. We'll see if I can finesse that shit. If I can, it is what it is. But anyways, she goes in, she talks her shit, she says whatever, and then we do get to that point where, sorry, I had a long day. But anyways, she says that she didn't really know much of Kendrick Lamar's music, which I think is a lie. Now, I can't 100% say that because maybe she doesn't know of him. Of course, Drake, her being from Toronto, yes, you know who the fuck Drake is. You probably heard every song. I get it, right? And Drake appealed to the women. We're not going to act like Drake's music at one point did not appeal to the woman. Before he went, like, roadman, you know, Toronto, like, driller Drake. Before he went over there, like, all that shit. And it still kind of appeals to the women. Let's keep it a book. Anyways, in any house. So she was saying there, she did say Not Like Us was fire, but she still says he's a nerd and Drake should waste his time. Listen, as much as Chromazz, you can have your opinion. Kendrick Lamar is a big artist. We're not going to do that. You probably heard his music before. Maybe you didn't put the name with the face. We're not going to do that. Again, I know she's not speaking on Drake's behalf, but it just sounded corny as fuck. I'm sorry. She's giving her perspective, which she is allowed to. Hold on, I got to fix this shit real quick. Bro, every time I tell you the first fucking video, I be trying to fix my shit. Anyways, right? What was I saying? Yeah, she's giving her perspective on whatever, you know, and of course, you're allowed to get your shit off. But when she was saying that, I'm like, there's no way you don't, like, have not heard a song by it. Maybe you didn't put the name to the face or whatever, but there's no way. And if we just talking about just momentum, hey, at one point before you said F the big three, it's Big Me, hey, we knew he was. Now, I will give the fact that Drake is more on the scene than Kendrick. Kendrick just drops some music, does a little tour, and he goes to go sit down a bit. We know how he is. So I will give you that. But like, nah, Kendrick really do his thing. So, but that's not really the important part. I just had to let that get out of the way first.
Later.
If Drake had gave him one bar, then we would have never had Not Like Us. We would never had,
yeah,
you know,
I like
it wouldn't
Not Like
have.
Us. It's a good song. I like it.
Right.
Yeah. I just think he didn't deserve all that.
You hate to see somebody be perceived as taking the W in the battle off of like lies.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing really didn't pan out. The secret daughter didn't pan out.
Yeah, loser. That's a lie.
And I mean, it's like even I think Talib Kweli, who's like an old school rapper that you for sure don't know, but he had like a viral clip the other day basically saying like that when he was out.
So of course she breaks down, you know, her doing the scene with Adam 22 and his wife Leonard the Plug, basically saying like allegedly before, I hope I don't get demonetized when I say this shit. But anyways, beforehand, it was allegedly, instead of, okay, if you have seen it, you know, like, yo, they did not smash. At most, yo, you know, she gave Brody a tit job. You know, originally it was supposed to be a foot job because she always talks about she gives niggas Chromazz, which I didn't know that's what she meant when she used to say that bullshit. I was like, oh, that's what you mean? So basically the reason why she did it, she's like, oh, you guys are very prominent. She just started doing OF. So she's like, oh, I could do a collab with you. But then after she half stepped and only did that, I guess she was allegedly going to do more. You know what I'm saying? But she half stepped because of, number one, her image, and she didn't want to get that into it. Now, if you look at Chromas and even her build, pretty girl, you know.
You were pretty close, but no, you didn't.
I did not.
It was a tit job, for the record, for the people out there. I think it was supposed to be a foot job at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it was weird because, like...
That was a disaster.
What was the disaster part?
Like me.
I need to run it back. I need to go find that. What, you thought you didn't do a good job?
So basically, okay, so this is, people always ask me, like, do you regret it?
Okay.
Okay, my answer is yes.
Okay.
But at the moment, it felt like the right move for me because, okay, so this is what happened. I had started OnlyFans. I was doing so well. Whatever. I bought my mom a crib. Okay. I got all these fucking commitments, and then I lost my Instagram. Boom. You know how that can affect your fucking OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
So I was like hurting out here.
Okay.
So I was in LA. I was working poker games to just like maintain. And then I'm like, Adam and his girl, they do amazing on OnlyFans. They can help me.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I did that. And also, I was heavily medicated during those times.
Oh my God, you're not supposed to say that.
Huh? Why?
It just makes it sound weird because I didn't know that.
No, I'm not saying you knew that.
Medicated like what? Like pills?
Like I was doing benders at these poker games. It was like, you know, not getting sleep, like doing 5 perks, like just not being a healthy, healthy person.
This is viral. Oh, not in a good way. 5 perks sounds insane. 530s?
Can't you tell I look like way better now? Like I wasn't taking care of myself. I was like in a
I mean, I thought you looked pretty good then too, but
depressive state.
Yeah, I'm glad that I could have been a part of that.
When you're hot, you can do 5 perks and still kind of look okay.
You're talking 10s or 30s?
Anyways, so yeah. So actually that day I came off a bender. I was working the night before. Okay. And off the Urkies.
Wow. I'm so glad I could have been a part of this. I mean, because that's the weird thing is that sometimes we do scenes with girls, and like we've had to cancel scenes because girls were like visibly drunk.
Thick in the right places as well. You know, voluptuous, if you will. So of course it makes sense for her to have an OF. Now at the time when she was really dropping music, I was just looking at her like, why the fuck would you do this? Like, niggas are gonna look at you as a slut. Again, this was in like 2020, 2022, so COVID was still going on. I believe that's around the time that bullshit came out. So of course I'm like, okay, get your coin. I get it. You're attractive. And this was before like Sukihana really popularized it, because Sukihana was dropping music here and there, but she was on OF busting open for the world to see. This was before that archetype was here and kind of, I wouldn't say like regular, like it's regular now, but you know, it's kind of like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So that was before that archetype. So niggas was clowning her, and that's why Akademiks was that much in heat. So apparently when that was going on, so first of all, she had some side beef with Leno the Plug because she made some disparaging comments about Emily Willis. If you don't know Emily Willis, she's an adult creator who, I don't know if she OD'd her, but basically something happened to the point that she can't really speak. She's not that responsive, and her health kind of deteriorated. And she made like insensitive comment, which Lena did not appreciate, and they went at each other. And it was kind of one of those things is like, maybe Chromazz was too blunt. Also, like, bro, we not here to like be happy about a motherfucker's downfall. I don't even think them niggas meant. And even though she gave a comment like, oh, because yes, you're in a vegetative state. Your parents have to take care of you. It is hard for you. It is hard. But at the same time, you can't say she should be unalived. That's insane. So I get where Leno's coming from, but like, it is taxing, especially if your parents wasn't fuck with you because you was doing the adult content. You're still their child, so they want you to be okay. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm not gonna get into it. Anyways, it gets to the point when she was Ak was trying to sign her or manage her at some point, and he was basically saying like, yo, I need a percentage off your OF, because he's like, yo, if I'm over here, and mind you, like Chromas, even though she's known, she's a pretty girl, I'm not gonna disrespect, but like, again, maybe more to the American audience, people didn't know her that well. So of course him posting her, even though she is an IG baddie, if you will, him posting her, like bringing her an audience that might flood into her OF, he wanted a percentage of that, which is fair. And to be fair, I'm not gonna lie, there was a point that if you don't know Six Buzz, which is like a Toronto like news page, kind of similar to what Akademiks does, they're posting her like 24/7. So I thought they was getting bread together. I really thought they was getting bread together. But besides all that, That nigga was posting her every day. I don't know if that nigga was in love. He was trying to shoot a shot. She might have slipped that nigga some money like, yo, post me, guy. I don't know. But anyways, that was going on. So apparently she states that Akademiks was trying to do that. Yada, yada, yada. Also insinuated that Top5 was lying on her. And he just does stuff for clout. Again, I don't know these people. But even with that being said, it's like, yeah, y'all niggas was doing too much. But basically, I guess Top5 said, like, people are running trains on her, or a bot treating, if you will. And then after, you know, Akademiks felt away, I think that nigga was hurt. I think that nigga really wanted to wife that girl. I ain't gonna cut. I think that nigga really wanted to wife that girl. Anyways, he was hurt. He went in on her that one day for whatever fucking reason. Anyways, look her back for yada, yada, yada. And she was just breaking it down or whatever have you. And it just was, it's just... Oh, you can't make this up. But yeah, she was out here trying to expose dude in Top5, saying he does all this shit for clout. He ain't really a step or whatever have you.
Like, mentally ill. Like, he's not mentally there. And, like, he's just a waste man.
So
why are you lying on pussy? I cannot fuck with anyone who lies on pussy.
Right, so you never even came close to hooking up with him ever?
Absolutely not. Never. Never was there that kind of... I never even flirted for sport with him at all.
Do you view him as like a dangerous killer drill rapper, or do you think that's kind of like fake?
I think if you say something on the internet, he will want to retaliate for clout, but I don't think because there's street in him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's because he's actually... I think he likes to do things to, like, so he can post on the internet and, you know, like that.
Yeah, usually the real killers aren't nearly as vocal as he is.
Yeah, he's, like, very vocal, right?
Well, I mean, he was actually saying at one point, like, I'm Drake's shooter.
Yeah, like, who says that?
If you were really Drake's shooter, you probably wouldn't say that, right? Like, certainly you would not say that.
Yeah, so it's always been, like, weird. And then I just got to a point, like, after when he came out and he was, like, lying on my pussy, I just stopped answering his calls and stuff. Because I'm like, you're just a weirdo. Like, there's no hope for you. Like.
And then he was just bringing you up in that vlog that we did together.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah. I don't know. I think he wants to go viral, so...
Yeah, and I've told him, I'm like, you're literally a whore for the clout. Like, you're whoring it for clout. Like, I don't like that. And
then him and Drake had this, like, abrupt fallout.
Yeah, and I don't fuck with that either. Like, don't fuck with the boy. Like, don't talk shit about him. Like, you're making us all look bad.
Yeah, I mean, they were so cool for so long. And then we don't really know what happened behind the scenes.
Him too. I don't know why you fuck with him too.
And just saying all this shit. So again, that's just me recapping everything. I think this is just a tale of, hey, listen, in certain aspects you can't have stuff. Because I believe she's doing OF right now. She's probably what she's posting on IG or whatever. Or like bikini, like pictures, or even maybe nude photos in general. She might be giving it up over there. But even with that being said, like, yeah, bro, like, at that point it was what it was. So again, I don't know if that point she was really focusing on the rap aspect of her career and not giving a fuck. Because I checked the page she's still dropping music. I think she dropped a song like a month ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever the fuck it was. So she's still doing music, but clearly I feel like she pivoted to the point it's like, yeah, I'm doing my music shit, but I'm also gonna get this OF shit popping as well, and I'm just gonna flood niggas over there. So I just don't know. Because if that's said case, you might as well. Now again, at the time, I believe they were managing Sky Bree, and she really popped off. So if that was the case, hey, when you go over there, go do some shit with them, you could pop off as well. So I think that's what it was. I don't know exactly what was going on, but yeah, it was. Yeah, she was kind of like half-stepping. It was what it was at the end of the day. So again, it's crazy, bro. Because honestly, I thought, because the music she was making, I'm like, potentially could make it. You know, some niggas will fuck with it. You could have went the icy spicy route of like niggas just like to look at you. They don't really give a fuck. And if you had a decent beat and a catchy chorus, you would be out of here. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that she went this route is kind of crazy. I'm not going to necessarily say this is a fall off for Chromas. Because honestly, looking at the interview, she did look healthier. So I'm glad she's like prioritizing her health, if you will. But even still, I was just like, yeah, mate, that's crazy. She was just telling it all. So again, So was Akademiks butthurt he couldn't manage her? Or did he really fall in love with her? Was he listening to Top 5 too much? Because I remember when that happened, I feel like that came out of the blue. Because I did a video on it. I'm like, that came out of the blue. What the fuck is all this? But anyways, I just thought I should, rehash and retell all the situations that was going on. But anyways, what do y'all think about this little situation? This video went too long. I didn't think it'll go this long, but you already know what it is. Friendly neighborhood K.A. I'm out for this thing. Slimes on peace, y'all else. Gang, like, subscribe, and hype. Aye.